IPL turns 30. It's the Chennai Super Kings who must bounce back after going down to Mumbai at their adopted home in Pune. Against Delhi Daredevils would be buoyed by the fact that after all that surrounded Gautam Gambhir, Shreyas Iyer led them to a win. It's the contest between the most experienced captain in the IPL against the least experienced captain in the IPL. And Shreyas Iyer has done the first bit right at the MCA Stadium. He's won the toss and he's put Chennai in a position that they aren't particularly comfortable in. That's to have to set the agenda, set the target. Delhi will bowl first. This is ESPN Cricket for Matchday Runorder, powered by Techno Mobile. In the comforts of the dugout, we've got rid of the excess baggage. Ajit Agarkar, Sean Tate. Good to have you guys.
Thank you. Are you talking about Alexis?
No, oh my God. Ajit's on fire already. No,
the stats man.
Alexis is probably going to beat me up and she's going to be back for the halftime show. But yeah, we've got rid of the stats guys and
Don't need stats.
pretty much just them.
Yeah.
I can assure you that there's a heap of stats we have to cover. So we won't be rid of stats, but we know that MS Dhoni's actually made a lot of changes. I'll come to that in a bit. But the fact that Shreyas has won an important toss and put Chennai in that position again, which I don't think MS Dhoni likes as much, Ajit, to bat first.
At least in this tournament. I remember there was a time when he used to kind of prefer putting runs on the board. I think most teams prefer having a target in mind. This year in particular, there have been some individual brilliance from Chennai that have got them over the line, whether it's a Bravo, whether it's MS Dhoni himself, Raidu at times. Yeah, not a great position to be in, especially in the last game. Even though Mumbai were a bit slow, how easily they sort of chase down the target. Chennai would be aware of that and try and put that extra 10 or 15 runs than probably needed on this pitch. They might need that.
Delhi batted brilliantly against Kolkata, put the runs on the board. They could have been tempted to not change that. But nice to see Shreyas Iyer almost playing to the opposition or to the match.
I think it's certainly one of those things where either way it doesn't come across like a huge advantage, but at the same time I think Mumbai won that game chasing right at the ground a couple of nights ago. So that might have been in their minds.
What we do know is that there are heaps of changes made by Chennai Super Kings. 4 that MS Dhoni confirmed. He did say, don't ask me who's out. It's hard to remember even after MS Dhoni's captain for as long as he has. But we know that Faf du Plessis is back. We know that KM Asif gets a game presumably for Deepak Chahar, Seema for Seema. And Karan Sharma comes in, so there's a little leg spin that they'll have. And I'm just confirming whether the other changes, David Willey or Lungi Ngidi. I thought MS said Lungi at the toss, but we're just waiting to confirm that. So we'll come to that in a bit. But a number of changes being made, I guess some forced because Deepak Chahar was injured. But just thoughts?
Yeah, just upsets the balance. What MS Dhoni usually likes. You know, he likes a consistent sort of 11 if he can do that. And Chahar's been an important cog. We often don't mention the support roles at times. Yeah, he's had a couple of good performances, especially with the new ball, because he uses Bravo towards the end. Watson's no more a new ball bowler. Shardul, for some reason, he uses a little bit later. So Chahar's the one guy who definitely took that new ball and bowled 3. Sometimes his quota with the new ball. So yeah, that kind of changes how the balance of the team.
I was interested in what he was saying at the toss as well on his assessment of the last game, Teddy. And he tells Michael Slater that he felt Mumbai's pace made a bit of difference, which I'm assuming you can infer that he therefore felt he didn't have, and thus the changes. But an acknowledgement that you need a bit of pace, and he comes up against an attack that has that pace in Bolt, Plunkett and Avesh Khan.
Absolutely, so it's looking good for Delhi, but at the same time I think, obviously MS has probably seen a couple of games in this wicket now and sort of got his head around what he might need into his side, what parts and pieces he needs to put in. So I like the Sharma inclusion is quite good, I think, against Mumbai. Against Delhi. So
the Karan Sharma inclusion.
I think that's I would have probably picked that as well, to be honest. But yeah, Ngidi, obviously he's going to play his debut game, and he's going to be.
I mean, a couple of debutants, you're right. So Karan Sharma and Harbhajan Singh both get a game, and Lungi Ngidi and KM Asif will be the seamers. So out goes Deepak Chahar, and out goes I think Sam Billings as well. In comes Faf du Plessis. Whew. All right, take it away. Let's first pick the Lungi Ngidi discussion, because he had the option of David Willey, who offers a little more with the bat and is a left-arm seamer. Why do you think he's gone for someone like Ngidi? We did see an impressive amount of during the Test series in South Africa.
And looked quite impressive even with very little experience again, at the top level. So I think the pitch will suit him as well. Everyone who came and hit the length, I think Chennai did it better than Mumbai, even though he said Mumbai had a bit more pace. I think Mumbai did it in the latter half of their innings. I think at the start they tried to approach it like a conventional 20-20 game, but I think this wicket you can almost bowl good lengths as a fast bowler and still restrict batsmen. I think that's
That's
extra bounce.
That's an interesting
Makes
assessment. It makes the little difference. The kind of bowlers that hit the deck harder, which Lungi Ngidi certainly is one of those that hits it harder. David Willey more sort of if relying on swing.
That's very true. So yeah, so in my mind, I had Willie coming in, but this is looks a decent selection. Looks all right. So, but I think he's a big guy. He's got a bit of presence about him. He's got a bit of confidence about it. Although it's his debut, he seems like a guy that has the confidence to turn up and do well. But at the end of the day, it's the IPL, big crowds, big pressure.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Willie would have been. I don't think there would have been a huge difference. I think it's just sometimes a gut of the captain or who's
bowling better than the
nets. We don't see that.
Okay, let's confirm the 11 because we'll also then be able to tell you who's out if we compare the last game that they went down to the Mumbai Indians. So out goes Sam Billings, in comes Faf du Plessis. You would assume that he would take opening slot maybe with Shane Watson. Ambati Raidu is just, he can score runs wherever with his eyes closed these days. KM Asif gets an IPL debut. Big day for the 24-year-old from Kerala. Played a little bit of the side Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Right arm seamer, presumably in place of Deepak Chahar. Karan Sharma and Harbhajan Singh both get a game. So Shardul Thakur also misses out. That's another interesting call he's made. So MS acknowledging that he maybe K. Asif has a bit more pace about him. Lungi Ngidi, the other inclusion at the expense of Imran Tahir. Yes, Ajit.
Yeah, I think Asif might be a good new ball bowler. That's the only way I look at it. I mean, to leave Shardul, Shardul had that one tough over against Rohit in the previous game. But I mean, that's Rohit Sharma that you're bowling. He created those shots in that game. So a little bit surprised. We'll probably wait and see if Asif. I haven't seen anything of it. I'm a bit surprised by Faf du Plessis for Billings though. I mean, if he is going to bat at that number that they've shown, we've seen Raina bats at 3, Watson and Raidu open.
I'm sure Faf du Plessis would open.
Or maybe 3.
I'm quite certain he would open.
I can't imagine
because
how.
Raidu did go down the game that
Faf
played.
Why would he change Raidu now?
We might bat 3. That's the other thing with Faf. He can easily bat 3. And then
But I mean,
is it possibly something that he felt the push at the middle order wasn't given, and maybe Raidu is better suited there, even though he's been in form up top? Would you?
I
would
wouldn't
that make
do that.
sense?
Really.
You wouldn't do that.
I mean, at the start of the tournament, that's exactly what I said, that I would prefer Raidu in the middle, but not after the way he's playing at the top. When he's setting games for them, that's a little bit surprising because Faf, I think, in my opinion at least, Billings is a better player than Faf at that number.
Yeah, all right. Let's just keep the conversation going. Delhi Daredevils have made no changes. It's strange. If we had this conversation about 4 days back, you would think Chennai would cruise to this. They didn't need any changes. The squad looked great. They had a great start, and Delhi needed to change everything around them. Unfortunately, the poll question will come for Chennai Super Kings fans. If you're watching on our Facebook Live page, get part of the conversation and let me see what you guys make of it. So Ngidi is in and Shardul is out. Yes, it's not necessarily the like for like, but the fact that the MS has left out his premier Indian seamer in Shardul without Deepak Chahar and gone in for Lungi Ngidi, would you have liked to see Shardul perhaps and Ngidi? Let me see what you think. Yes, if those are the reactions, the ha and the angry one, let me know what you make. There's also the David Willey option. Tell me what you think of that. Imran Tahir has been left out. Pick and choose what you want to say while we get your comments through too. Delhi on the other side, there'd be no reason to change things. And in fact, with Liam Plunkett coming in and Chris Morris going out, dare I say, because of the way Chris Morris was bowling, and Ajit called it, it almost seems like a better balanced team. Thoughts, Terry, on that side?
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to really make any changes. They've made their changes, and they won. They've probably got a good feeling in their camp as well. And again, I talk about momentum a lot, but yeah, building up momentum in tournaments is so important, I feel, and this is their chance to build on the last win they've had. And Shreyas Iyer already looking pretty confident as captain.
And they've got pace. Plunkett,
yeah, I mean, Vijay Shankar might come into play on this pitch as well. Maybe give them a couple of overs. Can bowl sort of length, not quick or anything, but at least if the pitch is suiting, can give you a couple of. The only thing I might have thought of is maybe Nadeem for one of the leg spinners.
Okay.
If at all, but no. If Maxwell starts playing well in that team,
yes,
and then suddenly,
different complexion.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he does. I mean, he's stuck in a couple of innings, but but
last
not
game
enough.
He sort of felt like he was getting there a little bit. So, but still, he's got a bit to show still. Yeah.
Very well. He's got a couple of leg spinners that he can feast his eye. A lot of spinners, not leg spinners, but there's Karan, there's Harbhajan. We'll see. That's a battle for the second half. Let's go to Pune now. They've been gifted a few home games of Chennai Super Kings in this IPL. So it's time now to throw to Isha Acton, who will take us through our rookie reporter in our internship contest.
It's time for ESPN Quick Info, the internship. Now today, our intern is in Pune with some Chennai fans who are in high spirits. Let's see what he's got for us.
with some very happy people. How do you feel that IPL is now back in Pune?
I'm very happy that our we are with them, and we are happy that now the matches will be nearby. We'll be able to see all. We are big fans of cricket, and we'll be able to see the players.
धोनी जैसा प्लेयर कोई नहीं है और वो विकेट कीपिंग में बहुत मास्टर है. He is a fantastic player of India and Chennai also.
कभी सोचा नहीं था कि फिर से पुणे में मैच देख सकेंगे, इसलिए बहुत अच्छा फील कर रहा हूँ.
We are sure that he is going to lead his team to win the IPL Cup.
Yeah. And so this year, will you be supporting Chennai from Pune?
Wow, that's fan loyalty there right now. It seems wherever MS Dhoni goes, the fans will follow. I'm sure they're hoping for a Dhoni special tonight. That's all from ESPN Cricinfo, The Internship.
Well, that's how you can be part of ESPN Cricket for the internship. Many thanks to Isha Acton. But all you need to do is shoot a T20 related video in your city on your smartphone. WhatsApp the video to us on 91678250072. That's 91678250072. Selected videos featured on the show as you've been following through the course of the IPL, and our cast will select a winner at the end of May who gets a chance to intern with the ESPN Cricinfo video team. Provided we like you, but we will if you send a good video. Let's keep the conversation around Delhi, because this is, in one game, the narrative of Delhi Daredevils seems to have changed. And how much of that is to do with young Prithvi Shaw, who obviously came in a way in place of Gautam Gambhir. Yes, he played with Gambhir in the previous game too. But the fact that they had the option of leaving Gambhir out, maybe play the all-rounder Vijay Shankar. At 18 years and 169 days, he became the joint youngest to score a 50 in the IPL. And that's what he did against Kolkata. Beautiful 62. Ajit Agarkar has seen more than a share of Prithvi Shaw. And in a way, it's almost oozed a little confidence in Shreyas Iyer that you can even, with this batting, chase. You don't need to let them bat first because you're a little skeptical about your batting.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big change to leave Gautam Gambhir out, with that kind of experience, especially at the top of the order. And then put a young 18-year-old. Yeah, he had a decent knock even before that 50 in the previous game. I've seen him a lot this season for Mumbai, and just the confidence that he has of how he approaches innings. Of course, the talent, but confidence. I think a lot of the under-19 kids, or even you see who come into the IPL, and that you've got to thank BCCI somewhere. With all the A tours and the under-19 tours that are organized, there's a lot more exposure for these guys, where they don't feel overawed when they come, even in a big tournament like the IPL. Look, it's still going to be a tough chase.
It's a huge difference. Imagine if he would have got a 4 and a 3, and then they would all be wondering, oh, should we have left Gautam out, or that little innings against Kolkata, decent bowling attack, very huge innings.
Yeah, I mean, that whole innings of Delhi.
Yeah.
I mean, we're singling out Prithvi Shaw because he started the innings. Munro and him both started really well. They needed that. Those things. That's why sometimes you need to, trust people and give them that opportunity. Some of the other teams haven't maybe done that with.
I mean, you could even say Delhi were guilty of not giving Prithvi Shaw a game from the beginning.
Yeah, but you could understand that with Gautam leading himself plus another overseas opener. But look, at least he started well. Hopefully he carries on. There's another big test.
I mean, the point that we're making on Delhi Daredevils is when their openers fire. I mean, it's not necessarily something you need stats to tell you. When your openers fire, you tend to do well. But they've got that middle order that can be even more destructive if the openers give them a start. If you look at the IPL in their 2 wins, one at Mumbai where Jason Roy took the Mumbai bowlers to the cleaners, and then in the last game against Kolkata at the Kotla, where Prithvi Shaw and Munro together were impressive. But the strike rate 150, and in comparison in losses, when they lose their opening partnership quickly, I think they struggle to decide what pace to go on. And the other member in this cast is Colin Munro, who they decided to play ahead of Jason Roy Terry. And it seems like Munro, in some ways that innings against Mumbai flattered Delhi to play Jason Roy. But Munro, for you, better player in India?
Yeah, I was surprised because I actually thought they were going to stick with Roy, but not a bad option. He looked like he was pretty confident what he was doing. And in the subcontinent in India, it's a different ball game as well. So, they'll probably leave him there for a bit, and I'm sure he'll do well. He hits a hard ball. He's a strong bloke. If they get that opening partnership, with the stats, is how important that opening partnership is to the team winning. So, and Shaw just so impressive at that age. He's facing guys like Mitchell Johnson, and whipping him over for 6 off a decent delivery. So he's got a lot of confidence himself too.
Yeah, I mean, a left-hander at the top would make matters all that much. I don't know if that was the only reason they played Munro, because Grayson Roy fairly won you a game, couple of bad innings. So why would
he was injured? That's how he went out. Him and Chris Morris. That's
Sure.
a couple of games back. That's how they missed. So whether he's still injured, we don't know. But for me, he's Munro was a little bit unfortunate to miss out when he did. And then once Jason Roy got that 90, it was hard to get Munro back in. So I think he's a lot more. Maybe a left-hander helps as well, but he's got runs recently for New Zealand when they toured here. Can be very destructive if he stays for a period of time.
Sure.
He would be my first pick out of the two. If you had to pick.
He's quite used to it. He's a Kolkata for a bit as well, so he's quite used to what's going on in the IPL. And like you said, in India, he might be the better option.
Talk about Munro.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Left-hand man. He's going to come out a little later with Prithvi Shaw. Given Delhi have chosen to chase. We asked you a question on Chennai's multiple selections and what you made of Shardul Thakur going out, and the choice that Stephen Fleming and MS Dhoni have made on Ngidi over David Willey. Let's just see what the result of the poll is. 66% of you believe Shardul should have been benched and are happy with Lungi Ngidi's inclusion.
Short memories, isn't it?
Yeah, very
Everyone
short
remembers that 19th over.
It's a one game. It's a one game tournament, the IPL. You get one game right, great. You don't, then out you go. All right, big day for KM Asif. We'll only make an assessment of him once we've actually seen enough. So let's see how Asif goes. Let's have a look at our second poll now. Get busy. The momentum seems to have changed. The whole narrative, or at least if not changed, it's certainly more competitive. Otherwise, a week back, you think Chennai would be all over Delhi with any 11 they played. Now they've made the changes. Delhi like the last team, and if you think it's going to be Delhi, go for the wow reaction. Otherwise, take your heart reaction for Chennai Super Kings. Right, let's see what's going on in the world of social media. MS Dhoni has been pretty active of late. We'll see more with Isha Acton. Let's see what's happening.
It is, but before that, I have to update you guys with something about last night's game that's hit the retweets today. I'm Isha Acton, and this is the Social Dugout. Now, before yesterday's game between Rajasthan and Hyderabad, team mentor Shane Warne had replied to the official SRH handle that Ajinkya Rahane was ready to smash Bhuvi all round. Do you see the irony? Not only was Bhuvi absent, but Rahane couldn't quite manage to do the smashing. On the contrary, Warne got smashed a little bit on the web. But I guess he's used to that by now, right? And yes, the Yellow Army has been up and about leading up to tonight's game. But for the others who watch Chennai, the last over finishes can really get you anxious. But I think this guy's taken it a little bit too far. I mean, see what he has to say. And the birthday boy Rohit Sharma turns 31 today, and he's got wishes from across the Indian cricket circle, from former and current players. And of course, Virender Sehwag couldn't miss out on watching him too. I mean, that's his full-time job, isn't it? Happy birthday, Mr. Talent. I'm off. Back to you guys.
Yeah, happy birthday, Rohit Sharma. I mean, Ajit Agarkar is going to put out a tweet, I think, in some time
Soon. Now that I know that the tweets are being put out here.
Are you going to put a big picture of yourself in there and just...
I don't have one with Rohit actually. Must take one for next time.
It's a slightly different generation, just sort of overlapping the other. With Sachin, he has plenty. But Sanjay, I don't think you have too many. So again, that's sort of... Anyway, let's move on. We spoke of Colin Munro in the Delhi camp. He has his compatriot who's also been extremely good for Delhi, and that's Trent Bolt. Left-arm seamer Trent Bolt is the joint highest wicket taker in this year's IPL alongside Sid Kaul and Rashid Khan. You'd think Rashid Khan would be up there. Sid Kaul's been a bit of a surprise, but it's not often that overseas seamers get it right, as well as Trent Bolt has. His economy on the higher side, but going at 8.74. You look at Trent Bolt through the ages, you'll know that also this is the Trent Bolt that's been best in the IPL. 11 wickets at an average of 20 and economy of about 8.7. You take that with the inflated economies these days. But it's already his best IPL season if you look at just the promise it shows. It's obviously got the most number of wickets, and he didn't quite have the time of his life when he was at Sunrisers, displaced by Mustafizur Rahman. But this seems like a Trent Bolt who's just got it right. And in the absence of Kagiso Rabada, it was big for Delhi. Anything about Trent Bolt? Is it just a better time that he's bowling? Great test series against England coming into the IPL, but that's hardly ever counted for anything.
And just a top bowler.
Yeah.
I mean, and the more you play in these conditions, the smarter you get. All good quality bowlers will do that. And I don't mind the higher economy rate if he's getting wickets because sometimes that 1 or 2 wickets in 2020 game actually affect the game, and he's also been playing in a team which has not been playing well. You look at Siddharth Kaul and Rashid Khan there; they've had so much support from each other and other bowlers that sometimes makes it a little bit easier. So to stand out in a team which has not been doing well tells you the quality.
It's a bit of a mystery, Teddy, because some of the great fast bowlers in the world don't necessarily get it right in the IPL. You take Dale Steyn, for instance, eventually fell out of favour. Malinga was more of a specialist, but Tim Southee doesn't quite, get a sure shot game. Monem Mokkel's been in and out when he was on. Somehow that thing of great test bowler, great world class bowler may or may not click in the IPL. What about Trent Boult? Seems to have changed that.
Yeah, I think he's been doing quite well for New Zealand. He's obviously swings the ball. He swings the ball when other guys don't get the swing on that day. He tends to swing it. Right. So he's got that's a great skill he's got there. He's a great new ball bowler. And it's tough bowling a new ball in this competition. As a quick, you can get whacked, quite easily, and he tends to do it pretty well. He's obviously very accurate. So I think leading the charge for his country is giving him a lot of confidence to come over here and do well. So sometimes when you're the strike bowler, the number one bowler, it just gives you a lot of confidence.
Okay. I mean, every skill you see. I mean, not many people talk. He's quick enough.
Yes.
He swings the ball, but he's quick enough. So that helps. Bowls a good Yorker towards the end of the innings. So most bases covered.
Good fielder. Oh, we know he can catch. Okay, Trent Boult in action hopefully in the second half of this game. Trent Boult in action early on because Chennai are batting. Forgive me, that it tends to catch up with you all this. But Chennai, on the other hand, we've got some numbers for you of what they do when they get early wickets in the power play. We're just looking at wins and losses in Chennai's bowling, and when the likes of Deepak Chahar got the wickets early, you could see the staunch difference. They went at less. It's again stats telling a normal cricketing story. You do well in the power play and you end up doing pretty well in the game in general. The question is who takes the new ball for Chennai now? You've got Asif, you've got Lungi and Giri, there's no Thakur, no Chahar. Harbhajan Singh had a decent outing against Mumbai in what was a cautious approach, but what do we recommend?
I mean, just because Munro's there, they might start with Harbhajan. I won't be surprised if at least the over he starts with him. But in Giri, you've got to give him the new ball. I mean, that extra pace and bounce. We don't know much about Asif, so but I'm fairly certain that he's picked him ahead of Shardul Thakur. There might be something that he does well with the new ball. Because mostly Bravo does the job towards the end. Watson does it a little bit. I wouldn't. Harbhajan, there's more chance of Harbhajan bowling at least over to start with.
Yeah, because he hasn't bowled. He's rarely bowled 4 overs. I mean, he has before, but not always is he using for his 4 overs. So if you can get him in and out for 1 or 2 at the top, hopefully for best runs, then he's done his job.
The other thing is that you think there are plenty of bowling options, and we've said that about Chennai. Today they've got a leg spinner, Karan Sharma, and Offie and Harbhajan. But the story of the left-arm spinner Ravindra Jadeja continues to amaze. He's now being sort of the parody around social media as Jadeja's in the team only for his fielding because he's not getting much with the ball. Just to illustrate that point, Ravindra Jadeja, why is MS Dhoni not using one of his most favourite bowlers across formats when he was captain? But Jadeja has been on a steady decline in the amount he's been bowling in the IPL, and looks like after these 7 or 8 games with him bowling just the 10 overs, then he could very well end up with his lowest tally as far as the number of overs go. What's it like? Make sense of it, Ajit? Just conditions, or I mean, it's not like his bowling has changed much over the years.
I can't. It's a bit ridiculous, really. I mean, Chennai have chased some big scores, so that means they have given enough runs.
Yeah.
And in spite of that, not to bowl a guy who's playing regular cricket for India in Test cricket. It's a bit. I don't get it. I mean, really. I mean, it's hard to explain. I would feel terrible if I was in Jadeja's place to just be a fielder in the team.
You've got plenty of bowlers. Sometimes that comes at the cost of a bowler being under-bowled. But MS is experienced enough and knows pitches enough. Have we missed something?
Well, maybe he doesn't feel that the wickets have been, a Jadeja wicket.
Yeah, I mean, it was only the Chinnaswamy where I think that he bowled.
Surely that game, yeah, exactly. So that sort of game.
I mean, he's an electric fielder and saves runs in the field.
It's always a handy player to have in your side. If he's doing small amounts, that's fine.
Maybe it's just that everyone else is old and can't move about in the field. So let Jadeja not bowl and field for everyone. It's the most bizarre way. Okay, Chennai batsmen already out in the centre, but quickly continuing the conversation, just comparing pace and spin at the MCA Stadium in Pune, and you will know that economy, there's not much to choose, but You're just looking at the average, you're looking at the number of wickets. Pace has been effective. We saw in the last game Ajit and Sean both saying you hit the deck and you could be in business. Right, doesn't seem like any surprise that Shane Watson has come out in the middle of the top, which should set things right.
And Faf du Plessis with him.
Yeah, so Raidu in the middle. A quick comment on that. Informed player.
I think it's a mistake.
Okay.
I mean, they might, both of these guys might go and score hundreds, but Raidu's been your best player at the top. I wouldn't have tinkered with that.
Terry? Because you play Watson and Faf, that's probably where you want to play them, especially with Watson having got 100 there.
I'm 50-50 on that one, but I do understand with the bloke's in form, Raidu's in form, his confidence is going, he probably wants to open the batting, and now all of a sudden he's done nothing wrong, he goes down. But the makeup of the team changes, and then you have to go with it.
Very well. So world-class international contest up front, Bolt versus Watson and Faf du Plessis. Let's have a look at what you guys think on where this game could be headed. Chennai are batting first, but that doesn't factor in your calculations. 90% believe it'll be a win for MS. 10% of you going for Delhi. Very well. That's a wrap then. If you're at the grounds, not just now, but through the course of this IPL, make sure you participate in the Tata Nexon fan catch. All you need to do is catch the ball into the stands one-handed, get it caught on camera. It should be a clean catch, and you stand to win a Tata Nexon as well as 100,000 rupees if you're lucky. Download the ESPN Cricinfo mobile app for more details. Check out the site as well. We'll be back again for our halftime show on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday Runorder, powered by Techno Mobile. Bye-bye.